morning, and welcome back to another episode of Morning Coffee with Kevin. I'm your host, Kevin Peterson. Welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful morning, and I hope everybody is enjoying a cup of coffee, whether it's your first cup of coffee, second cup, whatever it may be. I hope that you are waking up properly this morning, and that is with your favorite cup of coffee. And that's exactly what I'm doing this morning. I am having my cold coffee. I'm drinking cold coffee. I don't know if I've really said anything about this or told anybody before, but I don't really drink a lot of hot coffee anymore because the acids and the oils in the coffee that are brought out when you make hot coffee, all those acids and oils upset my stomach. So I really can't drink hot coffee anymore. And if it's cold brewed, then it doesn't bring out so much of those oils and the acids, and it doesn't bother my stomach. So this morning, I went down to Dutch Brothers, which I do practically every morning. And again, I am not affiliated with these people. I do not get anything from them for saying this on the podcast. They are just a great bunch of people. I love Dutch Brothers. If you're in the Visalia area, please stop by the Mooney location and tell them Kevin sent you. I just love these people, man. They are just some of the nicest people on earth that work in this location. Now they've also got a location out on Acres, and I believe they got one out by the 99 now. They've got them all over the place. And some of the people that used to be at the Mooney location are at these other locations now. So I'm not trying to discourage you from going to the other locations, but I kind of have my favorites there at the Mooney location, and that's just part of my daily ritual to go in and get my coffee and flirt with the young women. That's just who I am. What can I say, right? But but seriously, I've made a lot of friends there. A lot of really good people. So, yeah, if you're in the area, stop by the Mooney location, Dutch Brothers, get yourself a coffee. I usually, when I go through in the morning, I get what's called an Irish kicker, and I usually get that 2 times extra sweet because I like a little extra sweetness in it, and I usually get it with an extra shot of espresso because I need that little extra shot to get me going in the morning. But anyways, enough of promoting Dutch Brothers here. I want to kind of get into this morning's show and just kind of let people know what's going on, and I said from the very beginning, this show is going to be so random, and it's never going to be the same. You're never going to know what I'm going to bring up on the show or what I'm going to talk about. And today, this morning I'm just kind of sitting around my studio. I thought, well, I think I'm going to put another episode of the show together, and so that's what I'm doing. But I was just sitting here and I was drinking my coffee and just relaxing and just kind of thinking about plans for the day and what I'm going to do. And I was reading, and I enjoy reading. I do a lot of reading. One of my favorite magazines to read, which this should come as no surprise, is a music industry magazine, and it's called Tape Op. That's Tape Op. Op is short for operator, and which I don't even believe they have a position in the music industry called a tape operator. Back in the days of the Beatles, the Stones, Janis Joplin, stuff like that, they had a position that was called tape operator. And I used to actually hold that position. I held that position for a very long time. I had the opportunity to move out of that position and promote early on, and because I was very knowledgeable. And I didn't do it. I stayed in the position because I just, for the love of tape machines, I just loved being in that position to be able to service them and take care of them. And just, they were just such amazing, beautiful machines. And that's just what I love to do. But anyways, the magazine is called Tape Op. It's a great magazine if you're involved in music or you like music or you just want to keep up with reviews, stuff like that. Tape Op is a great magazine. Now, you can get a digital copy of it you can subscribe and get a digital copy sent to your mailbox. They have an app now. You can access every issue that they've ever had over the years through the app. So you can read it on your iPad, your iPhone, your Android, whatever. So, or you can get a hard copy, just, mailed right to your mailbox, the old school way, if you like to do that too. So they got a lot of different options, but if you're in the music industry or you want to listen, you want to keep up with what's going on, or you're just a, musician, just kind of want to, what's the next best thing, you want to keep up with reviews, that sort of thing. This would be the magazine to check out. Great magazine. Okay, so anyways, I'm sitting here reading my Tape Op magazine, which I do faithfully every time my issue shows up in the mailbox, because I don't do digital subscriptions. I would prefer to just have a copy mailed to my mailbox, kind of the old school way, and be able to hold it in my hand and read it. And then when I'm done, I keep it. I probably have 50,000 copies of Tape Op laying around the house. But like I said, great magazine. But I was sitting here reading it, and I said to myself, I'm gonna start kind of sharing on the show in the mornings with people. I'm going to start sharing some of the projects that I'm working on in the recording studio. And a project that I am currently in the process of finishing up, it's pretty much complete, other than the distribution end of it. So it is, it's a series of nature recordings, and this was produced and put together by myself and a co-producer who is halfway around the world. Now, of all places for this guy to be, my co-producer, he's in the Ukraine, okay? With all the, horrible things that are happening in the Ukraine, this is where this guy just happens to be. He's a great guy. He's a music producer. He's a recording engineer like I am. And we met through a chat room and for music engineers. And we just kind of hit it off. We started talking, and we really had a lot of the same interest. And we decided to work on a project together. And I had mentioned to him that I really always wanted to do some nature recordings from the time I was a teenager, and I never did it. I never got around to doing it. Other projects came up, whatever the case may be, and I never got around to putting these projects together. And he says, it's funny that you would mention that. He goes, I've always wanted to do the same thing. And I said, let's do it then, So long story short, my partner in the Ukraine, he went out and did all the field recording. He actually had the field equipment to actually go out and record the sounds of nature and not destroy the equipment. He had the proper equipment to go out and do this. So he went out and did all the initial recordings. He then sent the initial recordings to me. I did all the editing. I did the mixing. I did all the post-production. And now we are releasing our first in a series of nature recordings, which will be available on my record label, Manila Dawn Records. So we're pretty excited about that. I have currently got this recording up on the Manila Dawn Records YouTube channel, which you can access through the description of the podcast. And if you go to the very bottom of the description, there is a link to our YouTube channel, and you can find this recording there. But I am also going to share that recording with you tonight, or I should say morning. It's actually early morning here. I am going to share that recording with you today on the podcast. So this podcast is going to be a little bit longer than the normal morning podcast that I do. It's and that's why I'm up at this time of the morning putting this all together. And it's a great recording. I'm very pleased with the way it came out. I'm excited to distribute it and get it out there for the world to hear. And I really hope that it does well. It's going to be available soon on pretty much all of the distribution apps and platforms. And it's also going to be available as, a limited edition compact disc. I think mainly it's just going to be on the streaming apps and the download sites and places like that. I really don't know how many copies of the actual disc will print. I think we'll just kind of see how it goes first, and if it does well, then we'll print more. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to do for you today. And again, I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful morning. I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Sounds like I need more coffee because I've been up working on this podcast since very, very early this morning, almost still the middle of the night. And I've already been down to get my coffee, and I think Dutch Brothers opens at 5, and I'm very confused right now on what time it is. So I think I need some more coffee and still need to wake up here. But anyways, I wanted to share this with you on the podcast today. And, that was really, I think, one of the issues that I was having with other podcasts that I had done. And that was, I just don't think that there was enough really good content being brought to the podcast. And I really want to change that in this podcast. So therefore, I am working a little bit harder here to make all this happen. Anyways, I hope my voice isn't going out here. But I'm at the point now that I'm just kind of rambling on here. So we're going to get right into the recording. And I hope you guys enjoy it. This is, again, excuse me, this is the first in a series of nature recordings that will be available from my record label, Manila Dawn Records. So I don't know what the next release is going to be. I think the next release is going to be a country stream, creek running. I'm not really sure. Me and my partner are currently working on this. He's going to be involved in pretty much all of the nature recordings. And although I am going to go out in the field and do some recordings here, but I still don't know what the future brings as far as that goes. But anyways, this is a great recording. I worked very hard on it. Valdemar worked very hard on this. I hope you guys enjoy it. Sit back, enjoy your coffee, enjoy your morning, enjoy the wonderful sounds of nature that I'm going to bring to you. And I will see you next week on Morning Coffee with Kevin. Have a great day. Peace.